My name is Michael R. Dutton, and my rank is Lieutenant Commander, U.S. Navy, retired. We did a med cruise. We were in Newport, Rhode Island, and we went to the Mediterranean Sea. It was tremendous. It was absolutely tremendous. I loved being at sea. I never had an issue being seasick. It was easy to get used to the movement of the ship, the rolling and the pitching, and a lot of times it was smooth sailing. A lot of times we had some pretty rough sailing. And then, of course, there was a routine. Sundays we got to sleep in if we didn't have a watch, and you just got used to the routine. I started learning how to run the distilling plant. And you have to have a distilling plant aboard a ship to make water. The primary reason for the water is the boilers. The secondary reason for the water is for drinking, and then washing clothes, and then showering. So sometimes if the distilling plant's down and you still have one left, you had two distilling plants on board. If one's down, you're at reduced capacity. Nobody takes any showers. No clothes get washed, or they get washed in salt water. That makes things a little rough, but you get through it until you get both distilling plants running again. Then I managed to move on to the point where I was actually standing engineering officer of the watch in the forward engine room. Then I moved to the after engine room. Then for a while I was briefly in charge of the after engine room. So there was a progression there, but I started working at one particular watch station, then you move on to another and another and another. The one watch station that I really wanted was throttles, but I never was able to get that. The kids who were operating the throttles, they wouldn't give up their watch stations. So I had to learn by observation. Well, we did a lot of drilling in preparation for any kind of casualty that could any kind of casualty you could imagine that would happen to the propulsion plant. We constantly drilled on things like that, so that when something failed, we were able to reconfigure, realign the plant so that it would continue to be operable. That was one of the things that we did. Conditions were not easy down in the engineering plant on those ships. It was hot. It was noisy. We had just started learning how to put earplugs in our ears because the Navy had just started a hearing conservation program, because they learned that the noise in the engineering plant was hazardous to your hearing, and you could actually lose your hearing if you were in that environment for too long. So we started using earplugs. My best recollection is that most ports that we pulled into, we had a very pleasant interaction with the local people. In the Mediterranean, the port of call was primarily Naples. You get to the point where you're tired of Naples, but that's okay, because that's where being able to pull in and get off of the ship for even a few hours was a joy. It really was. I mean, as much as I liked being at sea and being on the ship, the relief of being able to go ashore every once in a while was really helpful. But we spent a lot of time in Italy. We went to a port that the Navy quit going to after a while, but we went to Malta, Greece, Rome, So, and then because the ship was named Rush, this is coming back to my mind, the ship was named Rush. Captain Rush was married to an Italian countess. So the Contessa lived in San Remo, Italy. So every once in a while when the Rush was over in the Mediterranean, we would be able to go to San Remo, and the Contessa would throw a party for the ship. And it was a 2-day long party so that everybody on the ship got a chance to go ashore. So half the crew would be able to go one day, and then the other half of the crew would be able to go the other day, and the half that remained behind kept the watch on the ship. We kept the plant running, so we had ship services, electricity and steam and everything we needed. And that was a real neat deal there.